Hi guys, I'm assuming you've read the title of this video. I want to make a game, but I'll get into that just a little bit later. There's a few things I want to talk about first. So, for those of you who have been paying attention, it's been just over a month since I've last uploaded a video, and I've just wanted to talk about why that is. Firstly, I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who's been liking all the videos, leaving comments and subscribing to my channel. You guys have been awesome, so thank you. So far, I've uploaded around 70-ish videos to this channel related to RPG Maker, game design, and tutorials. And I'm really glad that my videos have been able to help people out on their game design journey, especially those who are just new into RPG Maker. Now, the thing about making YouTube videos is it takes a lot of time to do. For me to make a single video, I will be working at least a full day to get it recorded and edited and ready for upload. Sometimes that process can take 2 or 3 days. Now, whilst it's been an awesome and amazing experience to be able to make YouTube videos for you guys, make tutorials to help you along your journey, I haven't been spending much time working on any of my own personal projects. As much as it would be great if YouTube was my full-time job, I do actually still have a full-time job that I need to go to 5 days a week. I like games, I want to play video games with my friends, so I want to set some time aside for that. I also have a girlfriend who I should probably be taking out on more dates than I do right now. Now, in the mix of trying to balance my work life, my social life, my relationship, and making YouTube videos, it doesn't really leave me any time to be working on any other projects for myself. Now, before anyone says anything, no, I'm not quitting YouTube. I'm not quitting the platform. I'm just going to make some changes, and I know not everyone's going to be happy with those changes, but I'm just going to outline them as this video progresses. Now, as the title of the video suggests, I want to make a game. I want to start working on a game. And I haven't really uploaded in the last month because I've wanted to try and figure out a way I can slot making a game into the kerfuffle that is my time management. Now, I know some people might not be happy with what I'm about to say, but I'm looking to transition the channel. It doesn't mean that I'm going to stop making RPG Maker content, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to make much more. That was a bit of doublespeak there. I'm looking to start moving more towards a devlog style of video content. My creation process of me making a video game. Less RPG Maker tutorial, less tutorial in general. Now, I understand that's what a lot of you guys have subscribed for. You've subscribed for RPG Maker content and you've subscribed for tutorial content. And I can understand if you're annoyed that I am trying to shift the direction of the channel over to more of a game dev and devlog style of content. Whilst it sounds like I'm trying to justify the move, I'm not really trying to justify it because without me being able to work on my personal projects, I also wasn't working on YouTube as well. I didn't have the motivation to work on YouTube while I wanted to work on my own personal projects. So me shifting this channel more over to a devlog style of content doesn't mean that you're missing out on RPG Maker content. I was slowly shifting away from that in my own mind anyway. I just didn't have the motivation to make videos when I wanted to make a game. Now, in regards to RPG Maker content and indie game dev content, I am still planning to use the revenue that this channel generates to reinvest back into the RPG Maker and indie game dev community. So far, this channel has generated around about $200, and I'm planning to use that money to commission artists to create assets that can be put up on a store for sale. So that way, instead of you guys paying $200 or $400 for custom assets for your game, I can use the revenue from this channel to then go out and get those assets commissioned and then put them up for sale at a much cheaper price, like $5 or $10. For those of you who are still very hungry for RPG Maker content, I'm going to put a card up right here, which will take you to Driftwood Gaming. And for those of you who don't know him, he does a lot of RPG Maker content. He does lots of live streams of game development, first impressions. He also has a whole backlog of tutorials for RPG Maker as well. So he has a lot of content if you're still looking to up your skills with RPG Maker. So as I said, moving forward, I want to make a game. And what game do I want to make? Well, let me just take some time to explain it. See, one of my fondest memories of my childhood is sitting in my Game Boy Advanced playing Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. I'm just a tinsy bit too young for Final Fantasy Tactics, but I will play it. I promise I will play it, maybe in the near future. Maybe I'll live stream it. That'll be fun. I'll do a Let's Play live stream of Final Fantasy Tactics. Don't hold me to that. But I loved spending hours and hours playing Final Fantasy Tactics. I loved the class system where you could change different classes. I loved the fact that you had to equip your characters with different weapons, and the longer your characters used those weapons, they learnt a skill that was associated with those weapons. I loved the quick flow of combat, the variety in the different classes. I liked how you could multi-class, how you could have an assassin and a ranger, and the ranger could take some assassin skills and all of that sort of stuff. I don't know how to explain it. I'm a huge fan of the tactics-based genre, things like Fire Emblem, but more specifically Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. That was just... I've never been able to get that feeling from any other game. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I'm trying to create the next Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. I'm not going to try and like directly rip it and plagiarize and all of that sort of stuff. I want it to be a unique IP. I want it to be very reminiscent of Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, but still have its own character and charm. Now, this is an idea I've had in my head ever since I finished playing Final Fantasy Tactics back when I was a kid. I would always sit there and pretend that I was fighting other people, real life people, like it was a big MMO or something. We all had our different clans attacking each other. And I'd sit there with pen and paper, coming up with ideas in my own head about my own Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced game and different classes and different races that could be added. Essentially the game I wanted to play. So that's the game that I want to create. I want to create a homage to Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced. And that's where I want to shift the direction of this channel, is in my journey creating that game. The concepting phase, the writing phase. I want to essentially show you guys the inner workings of what goes on in my head and how pen goes to paper and all of that sort of stuff. Now, I don't have much to show you guys at the moment because I'm still only just freshly in my mind decided that's it. I want to start working on this, and I want to start working on this now. All I have to show for it at the moment is like an incomplete world map and like a very rudimentary character design. I'm still having trouble coming up with a storyline and figuring out what sort of pacing I want. But that's the journey I want to take you guys on with me as I develop this game. So I guess what I want to say is the RPG Maker content is going to slow down very heavily from here on out. I hope you guys are going to enjoy the new type of content that I have to create. And trust me, the next video isn't going to be anytime soon. It's going to be at least 2 or 3 weeks before I'm able to create the video explaining my process. But what I want you guys to do is let me know down in the comments what sort of stuff you'd like to see me cover in these game development logs. Let me know if there's any specific thing you want me to go over, if there's any topic you want me to talk about while I'm creating the game. Really, just let me know if you have any questions and comment them down below. I think that's really all I wanted to say regarding this. I know it's a big shift that I'm moving from RPG Maker content to game dev content. It's really where I'm at mentally at the moment with where my motivation stands, and I don't actually see another option for me to continue creating RPG Maker content when what I really want to do is start creating this game. As I said, I'm more than open to be doing Let's Plays, especially of tactics games. In fact, I'd even do a Let's Play of Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, and you can see when I take notes, and anyway, I'm just running on a tangent. Thank you guys for sticking with me all this way, and I'm glad you guys have gotten value out of my videos that I've created for you. You guys are all awesome. Thank you, especially to the Patreons that decide to support me over on Patreon. But I hope you guys are at least looking forward to a bit of a change ahead, and as we move into the devlog content, welcome aboard.